frogs were considered even like very fancy food for the rich people. Wash, but like grasshoppers, you can't really even wash them. Mom, do you know that like even dragonflies are fatter fatter in America than in North Korea, and the chicken too. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today in this video, I am going to talk about top 7 things that North Koreans have to eat to survive. According to recent data, the United Nations estimated that over 60% of North Korean population is severely malnourished, and even the remaining population is not meeting any international standard of the health data. 1 in 2 is absolutely malnourished, and even though the other people doesn't mean they get the enough nutrition for their health. The things that I had to eat and the things that most of North Koreans have to eat, I will share with you among those 7 food or 7 things. I will say what my favorites were and what my least favorites were. So let's go ahead. Number 1, frogs. It is whenever I go like sometimes countryside in America and I see frogs, and like American friends like would be saying, oh look at them, they're so jumpy, they're so cute, and like they were saying hi baby, if they pick up some froggy and they say hi baby, and then they like let them go. And I was in the beginning like, oh my god, you gotta catch them, you gotta like catch everything, you have to take it off and you gotta eat it. And they would be like literally thinking, you gotta be kidding me, right? And I was like, that's when I realized, oh, Americans don't eat frogs. So in North Korea, like other foods that I'm gonna tell you that like we knew considered to be that rich people don't eat it, but frogs were considered even like very fancy food for the rich people. It wasn't something only poor malnourished people eating. Frogs has some frogs, there are very many different kinds, but some frogs have like oil in them, so in their stomach area, and I take those oil part out, and those are very expensive, so people like sell those oils inside the frog stomach and dry them and send it to China. And this frog body is way cheaper than those like little oil part each frog has, and that is like, it's really gold, like very nutritious, and that's what I heard, like it's really good for nutrition. If your home is really fancy and rich, you have like cooking oil, then best recipe is you put the frog, you wash them, and a lot of times they are dry frogs because in North Korea it's hard to like have a refrigerator and keep them like preserved. So the best part we can do a lot of times is just dried fish or dried meat. So frogs usually it can be like wet or it can be dried, and we cover them with the flour and then fry them in the cooking oil. It's like when you eat the like frog legs, it's like the best chewy food. I haven't eaten frog a long time, but I do sometimes miss eating frogs. I think it can be more yummier than chicken. So that was my favorite. Number 2, grasshopper. I talked about a lot of times about I was catching grasshopper. Honestly, I would say grasshopper is good for diet. So everyone was keep asking me like, oh, how are you staying so thin? Like I was like, oh, yep, the grasshoppers. I don't eat grasshoppers now, and I didn't like eating grasshoppers. It wasn't like bad, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't something I love it either. Like I loved eating frogs, but I didn't like it much eating grasshoppers. Grasshoppers is like frogs is big enough you take their stomach out and like wash, but like grasshoppers you can't really even wash them, right? I mean, like how do you wash them? If you're trying to wash them, they're gonna be all jumpy. So I catch them in this kind of plastic bottle, and you cannot heat up the pan and like the cover because they're gonna just jump out so quickly. So I try my best to like pour them with this small thing so they don't come out in this like ball pan and then with the cover on it. Then once I put the cover and I start the fire and and then I fry them inside the hot pan. If you're rich, you can add like 1 spoon of like cooking oil or something, or always make things better. But you know, a lot of times we are so poor, we didn't have even any cooking oil, so I just had to eat, you know, just after fry them without any cooking oil. I mean, it was okay taste. So if you're really not starving, I don't think I would recommend the grasshoppers for the just taste wise. Number 3, dragonfly. Dragonfly doesn't have a lot of things to eat but the thing is that when I caught dragonflies in America, they are huge. And that's like I was talking to my mom, like, Mom, do you know that like even dragonflies are fatter fatter in America than in North Korea? And the chicken too, like literally guys, pigeons are double size of the size of North Korean pigeon. Chickens are almost like triple size of North Korean chicken. And dragonflies are at least like double or triple. It's a huge here, American like dragonflies. And North Korean dragonflies like really malnourished. They are like tiny too. And some kids eat even like their fly part, but I didn't eat the part. They smell too like little bit fish, but I didn't like the taste. I like the head, dragonfly head. Some guy like in our neighborhoods, they have lighters, then we like roast them on top of the lighter and eat the dragonfly. And sometimes dragonflies can lay eggs. Like you hold the dragonflies, you like scratch their tummy, they lay their eggs. I mean, oh my god, I don't know what I'm talking about. I hope you guys don't like find me so weird right now. Okay, let's move on. So number 4, bugs. It does like a lot of bugs North Korean people eat. And one shocking time I was having is that I had my classmate. He was the same age with me, and he was catching cockroach at his home, and then he was just eating cockroach. And like I was so young, of course I don't know if they are dirty or not. I asked him like, is it yummy? He's like, yeah, it's yummy. And he was boy, he was way tougher. I went home and asked mom, like, his name was Jonghyuk, like, Mom, Jonghyuk told me to eat cockroach, it's really yummy. And my mom was like, no, you cannot eat cockroach, it's really dirty. So thankfully because of that I didn't eat it. But a lot of my kids in our neighborhood, they were competing who can catch more bugs and just eat it. In a way, like, because we didn't like have any snack time or like that as a kids. Once we eat meal, like it's not a really full meal. We never get like full like from it. So even after we eat our meal, we're just constantly hungry and looking for things to eat. And I think bugs were really good snacks for kids, because they're like literally everywhere and we could just find them very easily. Number 5, mice. Mice, I also personally didn't try it. Oh, my mom said like I tried it when I was young, not the like gray big mouse, but somehow like a really baby white color mouse. It's supposedly known to be some kind of medicine in North Korea. So maybe you guys call the hamster, right? And in North Korea, we eat that as some kind of medicine. They said that white mouse or hamster, whatever we call, is really good for curing the malnutrition. So when I was feeling really weak when I was a child, I heard like my mom, they asked their friend who had a lot of hamsters, asked them one and gave it to me. So she said like that was very effective to help me. And mice is like really a big prize for whoever catch it. Again, like mice in America are huge. I thought like they were like rabbits in the beginning, like North Korean rabbits about the size of mice in America. In North Korea, mice are like tiny, not that big, and like those white hamsters were like maybe my two fingers like this much. It's very small, and it's like mice. If which some mice have some disease, and as long as you avoid them, they are pretty safe and good nutrition. According to a lot of North Koreans, we believe that. So 6, snake. This one I also haven't eaten myself. A lot of my neighborhood's kids were eating and families were eating. Even snake wasn't that often because everything's lacking. Everything people are just catching them and never see it. And I only a few times saw it, like our neighborhood like boys were caught in the back mountain and bring the snake, and they were like bragging they caught the snake and they're gonna have feast about it. So I just remember like following them, but they wouldn't like give me any piece of the snake. It was like a small snake, and the boys who caught it gonna just eat themselves. The last is flowers. Not all the flowers are yummy, but for some reason flowers are way sweeter than other plants that we could eat. So they are like flower called jindale, which is the flower name, was favorite flower by Kim Il Sung's wife Kim Jong Suk, and that flower was pretty much everywhere in North Korea, and that flower is so sweeter than other things, and it was really delicious. So flower was like I think one of my also favorite plants that I ate. So frog is my favorite. The second favorite is like flower, and the least favorite is gotta be I think grasshopper. But it's okay, it's manageable. These are the seven things that North Koreans have to eat to survive, and I know this is very foreign and unheard of living in America, and I'm not even sure how you guys are thinking of us or me after this, but I really hope that if North Korea were rich, my people didn't even have to, you might say some like these disgusting things to survive, but this is not every country is like where we are living now, and this reality is everyday life for a lot of people in this world, and especially in North Korea. Thank you for watching again and supporting me to raise awareness about North Korean people, and I'm so grateful for your support. I look forward to seeing you next time.